Dealing with parents. Hey, Bill, love the podcast and your stand-up. Sorry you had a bad experience at the airport last time you were here in India. Hope you come again sometime. I didn't have like a bad. I had a terrifying experience because I didn't think they were going to let me out. Anyways, they put the S there. I'm 18 and recently got accepted in a well-respected engineering college. You see? Exactly. 81? You know what I'm talking about. In India. But I don't want to follow that career. I want to be a mechanic. That's cool, man. Being a mechanic is cool. I contacted and scored an internship at a huge customs garage in Mumbai. Dude, that's a no-brainer. The problem is my parents. Oh, Jesus. They are forcing me to go to engineering schools as it is safer choice according to them. They want me to take up computer science. My father brings one of his successful friends home every day, and together they try to convince me. My parents are not bad people, and I believe they did a decent job raising me and have always supported me, but this time they just won't listen. How do you think I should talk to them and explain my passion about cars and machines? Also, would like to know your thoughts on Max Verstappen. Thanks. Dude, you got to follow your heart. And sometimes your parents, what I've learned is being a parent the short amount of time that I have is that there's an unbelievable amount of fear. The fear, if this is possible, almost is bigger than the love. It's because you love them so much that this fear that something bad is going to happen to them. So what they're worried about is they know that, you're going to outlive them. Right? So they're worried. They just want to know that you're going to be okay after they're gone. So that's where they're coming from, if that helps you understand it more. And maybe you can come and listen. I know that you guys are worried about my future. And, I get that or whatever. And just like, you want me to be happy, right? This is what's going to make me happy. I absolutely love this. I have a passion for this. I would do this for free. And I know I'm going to be good enough with the great, genes that I have from you guys that I get accepted to engineering school that, like, I can apply the brains that you gave me to this thing, and I'll be one of the best guys out there. Just talk yourself up. But I think you might have to go through a couple years of their disappointment until they see the success. And I think that's just something someday that you guys will laugh about. And if they never do find it funny and they never quite get that that's what you like, then they're just going to have to fucking, it's just one of those things that, your parents aren't going to like everything that you're doing. But if you like it, as long as you're not just, I'm not talking about doing heroin. It's just something that they're going to have to fucking accept. That's all. Also, would like to know, so definitely follow your heart. All right? Follow your heart, man, because I think building custom cars and everything is just fucking amazing. Also, what do you want to know your thoughts on Max Verstappen? Thanks. I love the guy. I think, if he wasn't driving for Red Bull, I mean, there's a lot of guys. If they had, where the fuck did Bottas come from? I mean, he was good and everything. All of a sudden he gets a Mercedes and he's like the second best guy out there. It's just like Mercedes throws so much money at their cars. I mean, what do you think Max Verstappen would be doing if he was riding in a fucking Mercedes? I think he would have way more podiums and way more wins. I think he's an incredible driver, and I think he's gonna be if he can get with a team that has the fucking money. Not like Red Bull is totally poor, but I feel like they're a distant third, but behind Mercedes and Ferrari, even though they're doing better than Ferrari this year, as far as I know. I've been kind of busy, but I think if he was driving a car equivalent of that, same thing as Daniel Ricciardo, I think there's a lot of guys out there that could be, which is a shame, and then you could really see some incredible racing. And I got to be honest with you, I don't know if they need to make the tracks fucking wider or what, but they got to do something where these guys actually have an opportunity to pass each other because, I watched 17 to 19 laps of that 50-something lap race. And I just kept looking at the distance between Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. It just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it got up to close to 6 seconds. It's like, I'm not fucking watching this. I got my kid. I'm going to go take my kid to the park. Forget it. I thought I was going to see a race here. It's, it's just, you can't compete with it. But I think, obviously, if Max Verstappen was driving for like a Mercedes or something like that, I mean, I can't imagine what he's doing. I love him. I think he's great. And he has balls, too. He seems mature beyond his years. He's not intimidated by the press. He's got a little of that Kimi Räikkönen in him, I like him. I'm a huge fan of his. All right, feminist question. Hey, Billy Badass. Love the show. I enjoy hearing you and the lovely Nia on the podcast. Your relationship dynamic is similar to mine. We are also an interracial couple, myself being a black woman. Me and boyfriend have been together for about 5 years and have different approaches to life. My passion and career are one and the same. I'm constantly trying to move up and make more. My boyfriend just works for money. He indulges his passions in his free time, i.e. making music. He doesn't really pay attention to how much he makes. Now that we're talking about getting married, friends and family don't like the fact that I am more ahead in my career and feel he should pull his weight more. Exactly. You see that? You see that? All the feminists out there listening to this shit? I'm telling you. There's that fucking thing out there. It's like if a guy isn't bringing home the bacon, he's just an adult teenager. What are we doing here? You can't make a baby. You have an ingredient, but got the easy bake oven there. So what are you doing? You got to make money. My only problem with, and she says, my only problem with that is if the situation was reversed and he was making more than me, no one would care because he's a man. Exactly. Sometimes I wish he made closer to what I make, but it isn't a priority for me in a relationship. What are your thoughts on this? Love the show and go fuck yourself. Well, I don't think there is a problem with it. Inherently, what the problem is when you get pregnant and you have to go on leave, what kind of sort of financial situation that puts you in, because for some reason, I'm assuming you live in the United States, is we don't give a shit if a woman's pregnant. We're like, all right, well, you just dropped off. Keep the caravan moving. There's some countries, they get upwards of 6 weeks off. They also pay like 90% taxes. That's the part that they don't talk to you about. I agree with everything you're saying. Like, if it was flipped, they wouldn't say anything about you. Sometimes, listen, if you love the guy, fucking marry the guy. If he's going to be a good dad and all of that shit. And, if this is the dynamic, then make sure he doesn't blow all the money he's making on music. Don't squirrel away your money. Save your fucking money so that when you're having kids, it won't be a problem. And then have a number of kids that is conducive to the money that you're making. I think you can work it out, And don't forget to be nice to each other. All right? I know that sounds easy, but, you can just sort of just fucking start taking somebody for granted. You'd be surprised how much a little back rub goes either way, I'm telling you. All right. The girl guys want to fuck but never want to date because of big boobs. Okay. So where the fuck is this one going? All right. Hey, Bill and Nia, I just turned 29 years old on the 19th, and although I should be feeling great, I've been a little bit down about myself as of recently. I ended a 5-year relationship 3 years ago where I was a lot heavier. I thought my boobs were just bigger because of my weight. I've lost 50 pounds since then, and I look and feel great. However, the boobs never left me. I've been on dates with some guys, but nothing has really come of it. A lot of them just wanted to hook up, and that's not really my style for the first few dates. I try to dress as modestly as I can. I grew up in a strict Catholic household, so I try not to show as much cleave as possible. It's really hard dressing comfortably without looking like a church choir singer and dying of heat stroke. Parentheses, I live in Arizona. My girlfriends and I met up for lunch a few days ago. I'm the only single friend without kids in the group. And you know what? I bet a lot of them envy you on a lot of days. So before you get too down on yourself. There's this one lady in the group who no one ever really likes inviting because she's negative and self-proclaimed blunt. AKA says rude-ass things just to say them. They don't even make sense. Oh, yeah. You guys say, yeah, you get blunt. I would have used a different word that rhymes with blunt. Anyway, the subject came up of me seeing someone. I mentioned how it's nothing serious. The girl then goes on this rant about how my boobs make me look like a girl's guys just want to fuck but never want to date. She said that? She's pointed out that they make me look easy and a fun-time girl. She said girls with smaller boobs get taken more seriously because guys get to know her personally. With boobs in her face, they cannot. Yeah, she's jealous of you. Also, they don't want to worry about their friends staring. I brushed it off at first, just thinking she was being a bitch, but the more I think of it, the more it bugged me and kind of made sense. Is this true? No. No, it's not even remotely true. All right? And your friends just sat back and just let her say that? I got to be honest with you. This sounds like you're one of those Real Housewife dynamics that I watch my wife watching, where I'm just like, why the fuck would anybody hang out with a person like that? Somebody just said something like that to you. You don't work that out. The fact that she said that and was that fucking rude in public and not thinking about your feelings whatsoever and said it in front of all of your friends, dude, fuck her, and in a lot of ways, fuck your friends. I don't know. I really should have Nia here for this, because that comes into that fucking female shit where you guys are rude and mean to each other on a fucking level that is just like, I don't even get. I think it's because you guys don't solve shit physically the way guys do, or the threat. Because with the guy, there's always that thing in the back of their head where you're thinking, like, this person could fucking punch me in the face if I go too far here. I got to watch what I'm going to say. And the fact that you guys don't have that, I don't know. That made me feel really sad for you. None of that is fucking true.